Welcome and thank you for reviewing this Study Abroad, Study Away Faculty Pre-Departure Orientation video. This video is entitled Scope of Employment, Expectations, and Best Practices. Before leading a CSUF Study Abroad, Study Away program, it is important that faculty and staff keep in mind the differences between the scope of their employment while on campus and while abroad or off campus with students. Generally, much of this information is geared towards faculty or staff leading students overseas. This being said, there are elements that are applicable for faculty or staff that may be off campus with students and still within the United States. In both settings, scope of employment radically broadens, and in many ways, you become the embodiment of the institution at large. By this, we mean that you become the touchpoint for the full breadth of campus services available to students. This is not to say that there is an expectation that accompanying faculty or staff become content experts in every aspect of university life, or accountable for having this knowledge. Rather, the expectation is simply that in the role of the program lead, the job includes all areas of concern for students. In short, it is not a 9-to-5 position or the traditional classroom role. As such, communication patterns and institutional expectations will be very different. Regular email and text message updates in the event of a student incident, check-in phone calls, keeping track of local numbers and contacts, responsibility for site-specific norms, as well as managing emergencies. All of these duties will directly involve you. Assuring that you have cell phone access in the country you are visiting is critical and should be a part of your personal pre-departure planning. For example, in the event of an emergency, even if you know that you and the group are fine, CSUF Risk Management, CSUF Study Abroad, and/or the CSUF International Insurance Provider will be trying to reach you and each of your student participants to confirm safety. We appreciate your attention to this, even in the moment of a crisis. You will see that we stress this point when we discuss some best practices for crisis management in an additional video. To detail the previous point, in a study abroad, study away environment, the faculty or staff often assume other roles in addition to instructor. These roles might include serving as a crisis and safety manager, housing coordinator, counselor, tour guide, program budget manager, logistical coordinator, university liaison, etc. Before departure, it would be a good practice to review what each of these areas may mean in the context of your specific program. Broadly, CSUF thinks in terms of care and oversight, both for any given individual student as well as the group as a whole. In the context of a student's needs, small or large, complex or simple, the question that must be answered is, have we provided appropriate support to each student traveling in this program? I will reference this in additional videos as well, but by this, we do not mean every whim or desire of a student. What we do mean is that we have met the standards of reasonable care and best practices for students' academic needs and personal safety. There may be several offices involved in assisting you with your program development, structure, and administration. These variances relate to the process of approval for off-campus, international or domestic, programming within your respective colleges or units. However, in terms of additional responsibilities and employment scope, the Study Abroad office will ultimately rely on the faculty or staff involved to assure that the policies and procedures of their respective administrative or academic units are met. This includes listing the courses and confirming academic approval, for example, any pre- or co-requisites, general education status, concurrent enrollment, etc. In terms of general administration, while many other offices may be engaged in assisting with the program, it goes without saying that the faculty of record still retain the full control of the academic content and academic administration of and admission to the course. The Office of Study Abroad is engaged to a certain degree with all programming, and it is our office's approach to work collaboratively with each faculty or staff member taking students off campus. This collaborative approach means that both the Office of Study Abroad and the engaged faculty jointly share responsibility for assuring that institutional policies and timelines are met and adhered to. If at any point in the program process you seek further clarity on any of the previously mentioned policies or approaches, please do not hesitate to contact the Office of Study Abroad. We are ready to assist.